At this point we have shopping cart in place. So before moving on, I would like to show small error. So when you try to visit home page and if you are not logged in, you'll get this kind of error. That is because we have our link in layouts app.blade. So we have the link to shopping cart over here. Alright, so here we are using the auth ID, which is only available for logged in user. So what we can do is we can only show this cart link to authenticated user only, or if you want to show the cart icon to all users, you just check here, just put auth directive, it will check if user is authenticated, then only show that. So now let's refresh, we should see the icon. So that will just not show this badge to every user. So if you want to show badge, you can just do else 0. So only if we are logged in, we will calculate this and show the real count, otherwise we will show 0, like so. So if you don't want to show the card to not logged in user, you can just wrap this auth, wrap everything inside this auth directive, which will check if user is authenticated. Alright, so with that said, let's move on. Now we can add item to cart. It will ask for our credentials. We can proceed to checkout. So we in this video will build the checkout page. So whenever someone hits this button, it should take them to checkout page. And in checkout page, our flow will be, we will take the delivery information, the payment information, and then we'll create the order, and that order will be saved on orders table, and products related to orders will be saved on order products table or order items table. So here we have this schema. So at this point we have this schema. If we need to add or edit anything, I will update this schema. So for your reference, I will put this diagram into GitHub. So I will commit that to GitHub repository. So for now, I will put that inside. So I'll put that inside storage app. So let's create the route for checkout page. And in controller, let's create this checkout method. Which will load the checkout view. Let's put that inside cart folder. So this file will have these content. I'll call it checkout. and I'll put just these two heading for now. And let's go to cart index page and update the route. So proceed to checkout should take us to our newly created route. So before creating form, let's create migration and model, order migration and model. So open up terminal, PHP artisan, make model. Let's create order model. And let's create everything with a flag. So it will generate migration controller, factory, seeder maybe. So let's go to create orders table migration. And here let's create these fields. So I will fast forward and type these out. Alright, so I've typed all these out. So order number will be used to just give a unique order number so that we can identify the order for our internal use. So we have user ID to identify the user who ordered it, and status of the order. These are the status: grand total, item count, if it's paid. So it's paid is, so we'll generally what we'll do is we can make it boolean, and each paid is by default of false. So false will store 0 and 1. So each paid false. So payment method we can do cash on delivery, and card. So card will basically will say, so if you have Stripe and PayPal, you can do like option PayPal or Stripe or card. Yeah. So by default we'll do cash on delivery. So currently we have shipping full name, address, city, state, zip, and phone number. Similarly for billing also we'll have these fields. So in some cases you might have different shipping address and different billing address. Suppose you are giving gift to someone, in that case these two things will be different. And we have set up this foreign key constraint as well. So that's it with migration. Let's migrate it to create the orders table. So there we go, orders table created. Now let's build form where we'll display these fields. So let's go to checkout.blade and let's create a bootstrap form. So I won't let you see typing all form fields, and I will just fast forward it. There we go. So we created form which will point us to orders.store. We have yet to create this route, and CSRF field, let's ignore it for now. So we have full name, state, form, zip code, full address, mobile, and we have place order button. So let's see how it looks. So yeah, of course, so it is saying order start is stored not defined. Let's define it. Go to web, and we have just created order controller. We can see that order controller, and we have got all resourceful routes. And what I will do instead, it just construct resource orders order controller. That's it. So we will create all resourceful routes. So only authenticated user should visit all these order related routes. So I will give middleware auth. Now we have orders.store route. If we refresh, we should see form. There we go. So after we enter our information and submit, it will post that form data into our store method, like here. So for now, let's die dump and see if request is coming. Go to form, refresh it, put some data, do place order. Yeah, we're getting all data. Now let's try to insert these data into DB. So first step, we should put validation in place. So for now, I will put this validation, request validate. So shipping full name, state, address, all these fields are required. So if you want other fields required, you can put it here. So after validation is done, let's create order or create new order to database. So I will new up the order model, fill in like so, shipping full name equals to, will take data from request. So which is coming from our form, this form, shipping full name. So I'll fast forward and fill up everything. There we go. So similarly, I've inserted shipping state, city, address, form. Now we have to generate the order number. So this order number will generate some unique number by prefixing it with order number. So this is just for official use only. So we can generate any unique number, or with some predefined format we can generate order number according to our company policy. Or so for now I'm just using unique ID method, which will generate unique ID. And similarly we have to fill these other fields as well. So here we got grand total and item counts. So these two data we get from cart, our shopping cart. In our session we got those data. Let's fill them up as well. Grand total, so we get those from cart. And to get grand total, our method is, we can see that on cart index view. So this will give us the total, which we'll save it here, get total. Similarly we get we get item counts, by counting the content. Let's do it here. So item count. So item count we have used on app.blade on cart, like so. We can copy this thing into our order controller. Similarly, we have to save user ID as well. So this will give us the authenticated user's ID, and then we need to save it. So what we can do is we can make this order status by default pending as well, so we do not have to type it on controller. So right now we haven't done this thing, so what we should do is here we should do order status equals to pending. So by default, let's make that order status pending because we haven't set default here. So if you want to do that, what you have to do is, so if you don't want to do it in controller and just do it in migration, you should just put default here. And since we already migrated, we have to roll back, migrate, roll back. Or if you have run many migration and then you cannot roll back, you can do migrate fresh. And if you have seeder, then you can do seed. So that will remove all data. Make sure you have seeders to seed data. So right now I'm not gonna do that. I will just roll back this migration and then again migrate. And if you migrate again, it will set all default values. There we go. So we can verify that on database as well. So here we can see this has this default value pending, this has cash on delivery, so it's paid got 0 by default. Alright, so one more thing, our billing information doesn't have default value, so billing information will also take same values for billing as well. So let's change this shipping to billing. So billing data also got information same as shipping. So right now in our form there is no form fields for shipping. So if there are form field, then you can check here if request shipping full name. Alright, so if this got shipping full name, then billing full name. We'll check not. If this doesn't have this, then we know that we have to insert default values same as shipping. So if request not has billing full name, meaning if there is no billing related information, then we will fill this up by default or shipping information. So in that case, billing and shipping information will be same, meaning where we will ship the product, we will get the cash from there or bill from there. So in else, what we can do is we can get from billing. So in your form, there will be billing full name, state, city, address. Then we'll use this code. So at this point it should create orders. Let's die dump and return order with message order created, just to test thing out. Let's go to browser, refresh. So card not found, we forgot to import that, sorry about that. So order just created. We can verify our order over here. There we go. We got total, item count, so we got billing information same as shipping information. Perfect. So at this point our order is created, but we got one more thing. We have to save the order items or order products in order items table. So right now we do not have created migration for order items. Now let's create order items table. I'll create a migration, PHP artisan make migration, create orders item table. We can call it order item or order items. Yeah, our preference, order item. Let's call it items. There we go, migration file created. So this table will got two main fields. So we'll have these two fields. So make sure these two have to be unsigned big integer, because in order table we have ID field unsigned big integer. So these two data types should match. Similarly, same thing for product also. Product table we got ID field big increments. That's why we need big increments here as well. Big integer. Similarly, we set up foreign key constraint and we put the price field and similarly quantity field, which will help us track the quantity of product we ordered and the price for that quantity. There we go. Let's migrate it. Alright, so that table created. Now next thing here, what we'll do is we'll create order items. So in order to do that, we can manually write query or we can just use relationship. So first we need to define relationship between these two tables, order and order items, which is many to many. So order can have many items, which is products, and product can have many orders. Sorry, that same product can belongs to many orders. So what we'll do here is in order model, order PSP, we'll define a relationship. We can call it items and this will be many to many relationship. This belongs to many product class. So we need to specify the intermediate table that we are using to connect these two, which is order items, and foreign key of this model is order ID and product ID. So this foreign key should be the foreign key of the model where we are defining the relationship. So foreign key of order is order ID and for product ID. So now we have defined relationship. Now it's time to create items or save items related to this order to our newly created orders item table. So we'll do here save order items. So our cart contains all order items, so we'll use the cart content. So this method will get us the cart content. Let's dump it and let's see. So we'll get array of collection which contains these IDs, these data. So we'll loop through this array and save each items. Let's create variable cart items. So this will give us all the cart content, and we'll execute for each. So now we can save it like so. Order will call items relationship, and then attach. So if you see documentation, you should get all the information about how to attach, how to perform these operations. So attach will add that to order item table. So order ID will be available from this order model, and the product ID will be available from this item ID. So we are getting that from here, item ID, which is the product ID itself, and those two value will be stored on order items table. There we go. So we need to fill up these two, and additionally we need to fill up these two as well. So attach item ID, and we need to pass additional data like, let's see, these are quantity and price. So first get price. So we'll get the price from item price like so, and quantity from quantity. Alright, so this should save order items as well. So after order items will be saved. So after order item saved, we will empty the cart, and at this point we should empty the cart, and we may send email to customer. We can do all the operations that we usually do after the order completion, and take user to thank you page. Alright, so I'll not create thank you page for now. I will just return order completed. Thank you for order. So we might return view and show some thank you page. So to empty cart, we should have some method in cart. So cart session. So we have to empty this cart only. So to empty, it's not remove, it's clear method. All right, so this will remove the cart items, all cart item, clear the cart. So order completed, thank you for order. We should have order, and we should have products order items. There we go. So at this point we are creating our orders and saving order items. So next step is to manage the order and to allow the option to pay from PayPal or Stripe or credit card. So we'll integrate that feature and we'll manage orders. So I will see you on next video. Bye.